And I can't remember if I've ever seen a situation quite like this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Tuesday. Hope all of you having a great start to your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, I can't speak for you, but in northern Alabama, we haven't seen the sun in quite some time. It feels like it's been raining ever since Saturday night. It has been cloudy outside, kind of nippy, and for those of you that know your boy Matt pretty well, you would know this is my favorite time of the year. I love this weather. I don't want to sit up here and say I don't like summer, but I'll put it to you like this. I'd rather be cold and hot. I know I'm a weirdo, but that's just me. I like the cold. That is completely besides the point. And last time I checked, this is not a weather channel, Matt. This is a football channel. So we got to lock in and we got to get down to business. What we're here to talk about in today's video is a situation that I don't know if it's ever happened before in the history of college football. And if it has, I don't think it's near this extent. I had somebody send this to me, by the way, if there's anything he wants to talk about. For example, a main reason we're even making this video is because one of you guys watching this video sent it to me and was like, yo, Matt, you should talk about it. And I said, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. Here we are. If there's a topic you think is worthy of a video, send it to me on, I'm mainly on Twitter, but I check Instagram occasionally. I think this is a graphic that ESPN made, and it says right here, notable coaches fired this season. And as we all know, you got the big three, or what I'm going to label as the big three. You got Brian Kelly, the former head coach at LSU. You got James Franklin. Man, it seems like he got fired a year ago. That was only, what, 2 weeks ago? The former head coach of the Penn State Nittany Lions. And Billy Napier, he got fired last week, the former head coach of the Florida Gators. All the focus in the college football world is on these three guys you're looking at right here, Napier, Franklin, and Kelly, but there's way more than those guys. And these aren't at some randeezy schools. No. These are at Power 4 schools. Remember, we're no longer in the Power 5, the Power 4. Sam Pittman, heck, that's a good job. For those of you who don't know, Arkansas has a bunch of doubloons in the NIL department. They got the money to compete. It's just with Sam Pittman, I guess you'd call them boosters, alumni, whatever you want to label and call them. They didn't believe in his plan, so they weren't giving him any money. If you don't believe me, look at their basketball team. They spent, I forgot, who knows how much money on Jalen Calipari, and then they paid all of his players to come with them. We'll talk about that in just a second. You got Brent Pry, the former head coach of Virginia Tech. Va Tech? That ain't a bad job at all. When I was growing up, that was one of the top schools in the country. Not anymore, but dang, you get the right coach there, they could easily be a top 25 team year in and year out. UCLA, one of the worst jobs out there because they owe, I think it's their conference, so much money and realignment fees. That's not a good job, but still, Power 4 job. And also, Oklahoma State. They fired Mike Gundy. I've been watching and keeping up with college football closely ever since I was, I'd say, right around 6 years old. To give you some context and perspective, your boy Matt is 25. I age with the years. So when I was 6 years old, it was 2006. Not trying to make a joke here or anything, but right around 6, 7, 8 years old, that's when I was really getting engaged with this sport. Keeping up with the games, previews, predictions, the history of programs, the drama, all that nice stuff. Well, fast forward in time into the big 2025, it is nearly 20 years later, and I can't remember if I've ever seen a situation quite like this. And let me know in the comment section, has there been a situation like this in college football where you got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notable Power 4 schools firing their head coach? Not even just before the season, but before Halloween. And 3 of them are huge programs. We're talking about LSU, Florida, Penn State. A lot of history behind those teams. What's crazy about that is, at one point in time, to start this season, people were saying LSU was the best team in the country. Penn State, weren't they ranked number 2? Y'all know how I feel about them. Don't even get me started. Was trying to tell y'all, warn you, they're irrelevant. And Florida, they were ranked inside the top 20, weren't they? Not only are all 3 of these schools you're looking at right here not top 25 teams, they don't even have a head coach anymore. Crazy stuff, man. And before we move along here, I'm going to ask you another question. Is there a chance we see some of these fired coaches, like, for example, Penn State fired James Franklin? Well, does James Franklin go to any of these schools you're looking at right here? I think there's a great shot of that happening. Call me crazy, but James Franklin is one of the best head coaches available. I know he's got a bad rep because he couldn't win the big game, but outside of that, he always won the games he was supposed to. I could easily see Franklin going to a team like LSU, Florida, Arkansas, Virginia Tech. Easily. Heck, man, I know Billy Napier's not done. I could see him at Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, or Arkansas too. Who knows what's going to happen with Brian Kelly, but here's what makes all this even crazier. Most of these schools, if I had to give you my best bet, they're not going to go after a guy who just got fired because that's not going to sit well with the fans, because the fans are going to go, for example, if you're Florida and you hire James Franklin, just hypothetically speaking for the sake of this video, what are all the Florida fans going to say? Wait, what? We just fired a loser in Billy Napier. Now we're going to hire another loser? No, what are we doing? We can't do that. So because of that, I think a Scott Strickland is going to pursue. We know they want Lane Kiffin. I don't think you're going to get him. but maybe a Eli Drinkowitz from Missouri. And why does that create more chaos, you ask? Great question, my friend. I'd love to answer it. Because now Missouri has to find a new head coach. What are they going to do? This is a never-ending crap show in college football. And I'm all here for it. It makes for endless amounts of content on the channel, and that's a win-win for me and you guys. It gives us stuff to talk about 24/7 outside of all the previews and predictions and the recaps, which I love, but this, come on now. It doesn't get any more interesting than this. I wound up tweeting this out yesterday. College football is lucky Saban retired. Back in the day, he would have already made James Franklin, Billy Napier, and Brian Kelly analysts for Alabama, and you know that's a fact. Saban was the king of taking all these losers, former fired head coaches, whatever you want to call them, make them an analyst, a senior analyst, something like that, and reviving their career, revamping it. He did it with so many coaches, I couldn't even name them off, but two of the biggest ones right now, Lane Kiffin and the Sarknado, which is Sarkeesian. That's my nickname for him. Heck, a lot of people don't even know this, but Butch Jones, remember the Tennessee coach that fell flat on his face? He came to Alabama. Billy Napier was at Alabama. Everybody's been at Bama. And it was funny because somebody replied, Saban usually didn't hire losers. This was I quote tweeted it, my rebuttal to it. This made me laugh. Saban literally, in all caps, only hired losers. It wasn't called the Nick Saban Rehabilitation Center for no reason. Everybody knew this back in the day. Nobody wants you. You've been fired. Your best bet is to go to the Nick Saban Rehab Center. It worked out great for Lane Kiffin. Without the Saban experience, who knows what Kiffin be doing at this point in time. He'd probably be coaching high school football. Sarkeesian, that was the best thing that ever happened for him. He had some, personal problems we're not going to get into, but now look at him. He turned his whole life around. We got a $5 super chat on one of the recent videos. Thank you for this. Who is this by? Forever Blue Sports. Thank you. I said I'd read this off in one of the recent videos, or did I? I can't remember. We're going to read it off right now. Maybe Getting Sturdy literally has the best rankings. Wait, is this a joke? Let me keep reading before I say thank you. List week in, week out. It's refreshing to hear someone that actually knows ball. Wait, is this a joke? Talk about the sport the way he does. A true football fan like myself who grew up playing football my entire life in the Dallas Metroplex. Keep getting sturdy, man. Something seems off. I didn't get roasted in this comment. Thanks, I guess. No, I'm just playing on a serious note. Thank you, brother, for the 5 doubloons, and also thank you for those kind words. That's greatly appreciated, because we get a lot of trolls and hate in the comment section, so it's nice to get a nice comment every now and then. I'm glad there's somebody out there that respects my rankings and opinions. Take a look at this, though. I just saw this. This is from Hugh Freeze, by the way. It's looking like Hugh Freeze. See, we didn't even talk about this. There's 2 other huge and monumental jobs that might open up. The Florida State Seminoles and the Auburn Tigers. Hugh Freeze is going to get fired. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But here's what he had to say about his job being on the line. I've been here just short of 3 years. Is the program better than when I got here on the roster? Yes. Are we close? Yes. I've won everywhere I've been and I believe, my apologies, with all my heart, we're going to win big here. I mean this in the most respectful way possible, Hugh Freeze. You're getting fired and you're washed up. Next, Kevin said, I just had to say, Matt, I'm an A&M fan, and all season long I've been really mad about you dissing on us, but after the LSU game, you actually followed your word and gave us credit, and I really respect you for not trying to come up with excuses. Love the content, man. Thanks. Well, thanks you, and hey, as y'all know, I'm going to give credit when credit is due. I'm also going to criticize when it's time to criticize. A&M, they look really good. That's all there is to it. Last thing I'll say, I went out the video. I don't know what's going to happen to all these head coaches, but here's what I do know. I'll be covering it nonstop, 24/7 for you guys. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But